Hello, welcome to this mid-morning taste challenge. I have two 40% alcohol, 3-year age blended Scotch whiskeys. This is McCormick imported Scotch, blended Scotch whiskey. Of course, it's imported. There's a Scottish bagpiper and a label that looks like a yellow picnic tablecloth. Aged 3 years, imported and bottled by McCormick Distilling Company, Weston, Missouri, founded in 1856. Hold on a second. Be right back. Now, when did they start bottling a Scotch brand? This I don't know. And I know they no longer listed on their website. And I know that this liter bottle, notice I said liter bottle, was discontinued. Was offered at a local store for $4.99, which leads me to believe that it was discontinued. Thank you, David, for buying this for me. The normal price is $18 and they're selling it for $4.99. That's a red flag. Secondly, they used to have it on the website. They no longer list it. Another red flag. So I think it's gone. But hey, I got the bottle. I'm happy. 5 to the 10 says, what's up? Just doing a whiskey taste challenge. Herbie says, Red Label, my father's favorite. A good solid product. Captain Bailey's Adventure says, clink in the mugs. So here's the world famous Johnnie Walker Red Label. Introduced in 1909 as Johnnie Walker Red Label, but actually introduced in 1867. It was sold as John Walker's Old Highland blended Scotch whiskey. So from 1867 to 1909, it was called Old Highland blended Scotch whiskey. I don't know why to use that name, but whatever. But maybe the sales weren't the greatest. So they decided in 1909 to rebrand it. And they hired a commercial artist to sketch Johnnie Walker, get it? Johnnie Walker, he's walking, double entendre. They renamed it to Red Label. It might have always been red, but they call it Red Label now. And then the 12-year age Old Highland malt blended Scotch whiskey was renamed to Johnnie Walker Black Label, aged 12 years. So this one's aged 3 years. Now, how do I know that? Well, I'm looking on the back of the bottle. It says age a minimum of 3 years. So it's got an age statement. Okay. By appointment to Her Majesty the Queen. Now, the new bottles will say His Majesty the King. Scotch and Whiskey Distilleries, John Walker and Sons Limited. So this is an official whiskey of the royal household of the British royal family. King Charles III, King of England, Wales, Scotland, Canada, Jamaica, the Solomon Islands, and other realms and territories around the world. Okay. Now, whether they drank this, I do not know, but it is produced under a royal warrant. This bottle was $35.99, this huge handle bottle. Poured it in the wrong glass. Okay. Go rinse this out. That was a mistake. All right. They call it a handle because it's so big and heavy. It's got a handle on it so you don't drop it. Help you grip it. Built-in pour. You got to watch those built-in pours because it'll gush out. It makes it for an even flow and it'll just come out of there so fast. All right. Let me go rinse this. This is the best-selling Scotch whiskey in the world. All right. I didn't say it was the best tasting. That's up to you. It's the best selling. It's the number one selling Scotch whiskey in the world. There's no debate on that. Okay, you can say, oh, it's all marketing. It's all marketing. Nobody really likes it. They just think they like it. Yeah, okay, sure. That's why all the people go to McDonald's, right? Because of the television commercials. They don't really like it. They actually hate it. Every time they go, they'd say, never again. And then they just keep going back. Okay, so McCormick is very pale. As you can see, it's pale straw. I don't think they're adding any coloring. Johnnie Walker, well, it's amber. It's only aged 3 years. Yeah, they're probably adding some caramel coloring, which is allowed in Scotch whiskey. You can't add flavoring like in the United States and Canada, but you can add coloring. All right. Burley Sullivan says, you. Hey, Burley, cheers back to you. Let's look at the website. Can't show McCormick. I mean, I could show it. They wouldn't show the Scotch, so there's not any point in showing it. Johnnie Walker, John Walker and Sons Company, which was sold out, and now it's owned by Diageo, by the way. Johnnie Walker Red Label Scotch whiskey, the result of combining up to 35 whiskeys, including many of Scotland's most celebrated pours, Cardew, Colilla, Cameron Bridge, and Tian. Now, those are single malts. They have their own character, and they blend those into this with grain whiskey to get the now, by law of the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland, blended Scotch has to contain both grain whiskey and single malt whiskey. What percentages does it say? It's up to the producer. So that's not detailed. But I have both. And that's probably to protect, that's probably a law to protect grain whiskey distillers and malt whiskey distillers, because, you know, these laws are always done to protect, not the consumer, not you silly little you. It's done to protect the big companies. And there's, what do they show here? A bunch of cocktails. Is Johnnie Walker Red Label designed mainly for mixing into cocktails? You guessed it. Namely, highballs. All right. So are Johnnie Walker highballs popular? You know they are. There's a whole chapter, stir up a highball, stirring up a highball. So yeah. And there's Emma Walker, the master blender. And what's she doing? Drinking a highball. All right, get the picture. Okay. But I'm not drinking a highball today. I don't drink cocktails. I'm not opposed to them. I just don't have any interest in them. My grandfather and his daughter, my mother, would go out to restaurants to eat. They would always order an old fashioned. That was their favorite cocktail. My father, maybe he would order highballs. I didn't drink liquor back then, so I would order a Coca-Cola, a root beer, 7-Up, whatever. Barks root beer, Coca-Cola, 7-Up, stuff like that. Now, I just get water because I don't like paying $9 for a drink at a restaurant and $6.50 for a beer. It's a total ripoff. And I like water, actually. And I don't really ever pair beer with my food. Usually a little bit of wine, but you don't want to pay the wine prices you don't pay like $9 for a glass of Beringer wine. Oh, great. You could buy a bottle at the grocery store for $7, but yeah, that's what you want to do. Okay. No knock against Beringer wine. I like it, but yeah. I was at baseball games this past week, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. They were supposed to have a game tonight, but they canceled it due to bad weather. And as you can see, it's like overcast. There's a slight breeze. I don't know what to do. But I'm making a joke, but it could be bad, you know. A lot of times, though, they overblow it, and it's this big event, and it doesn't turn out to be anything or much of anything. But at the baseball games, they were buying beer left and right, left and right, left and right, buying beer and drinking it and buying more and drinking it and buying more and drinking it and buying more, buying more. And they were paying $6.50 a can. I said, "Oh, what a deal!" You say, "But those were pint cans." I know. I know, but you can buy a whole 6-pack of Budweiser pint cans for like $8 or 9. I don't know what they cost. I never buy it because it's too much. But why would you buy? Why would you ever want to pay $6.50 for a pint can of Budweiser or Bud Light? And they also had Miller Lite and Coors Light, but they had craft beer. Craft beer now, craft beer. Don't you forget it. 12-ounce cans for only $6.50. Either you have money to burn, or you are so addicted to drinking alcohol that you are willing to pay that. Because I don't see any other reason to pay that kind of money at a game. And then they don't even ask about the cocktails. Johnnie Walker, no, Crown Royal, $10. A mixed drink, $10. With a double shot, $14. I don't get it, man. I just drank water. I was drinking water out of a bottle at the game, the whole game. Then I went and refilled the water bottle. I enjoyed it. Now, I don't take issue if the people want to buy 20 beers. I don't care. It's not my money. It just baffles me. That's all. I don't understand that approach. It's the food enough. The food is high enough. I buy food at games sometimes. Certainly, I buy food at games and I always feel ripped off. Yeah, honey, a little bit of peat now. See, I noticed that when I got it confused like 6 times. Well, this McCormick's been running me ragged. I got it wrong about 6 times now. I don't know how many actually, but it's about that many. I mean, I got it right maybe 12 times, but still, it's irritating. I haven't been doing that well. The aroma is just standard whiskey of any sort. I guess Scotch, but you could probably smell it and think it's Irish, but I guess you wouldn't think it's American or Canadian. Let's go over here. I think I'm going to get this one. Nothing. There is a little aroma, but it's mostly vacant. If the Sex Pistols wrote this album, they would call this pretty vacant. And I'm unanimous in that. But let's go with the taste. Oh, Johnnie Walker Red. Because it's smoky. I didn't even need to look at the label as if that would ever be McCormick. Johnnie Walker Red Label is smoky. It must be using a lot of Kalila. Do I like the smoky character? I love it. I love it. I love it. And I got a huge bottle, and it's going to last a long time. You're going to tell me that it's marketing that's making this popular? Well, first question, do you ever see magazine ads for Johnnie Walker Red Label? Actually, do you ever see magazines? Who reads magazines? I read magazines. Like Columbian magazine that the Knights of Columbus sends me every month. Well, it's actually 10 months a year. And I read it front to back, read the whole thing. I used to read National Geographic, but then it became National Socialist magazine, and I stopped reading it. I didn't want to read about that kind of bull. I was interested in geography, but they long abandoned geography. Why talk about geography? You're just the National Geographic Society. So I quit that group. But you never see ads really in those magazines. You never see ads for Johnnie Walker. I don't. Maybe occasionally. I don't. No. Do you ever see ads online? I do not. I honestly do not. And do you ever see television commercials for Johnnie Walker Red Label, Black Label? I don't ever see them. Maybe in the last 10 years, I've seen it twice. So I'm saying, what marketing are you talking about? I don't see it. I just think it sells because people like it. And they know the label. They say, oh, my grandpa drank that. My daddy drank that. My uncle drank that. We all drank that. Everybody I know drinks that. It's just popular, it's just self-perpetuating. Now, McCormick, is it a shabby thing? No, it isn't. See, that's why I thought it would get it right every time. I thought it's going to be some shabby junk. Wrong. Not shabby. It is good. It has a preponderance. Now you see, I was saying the word correctly at first. A preponderance of honey, a scintilla of peat, smoke. Forget it. It does not exist with this product. The body's medium, finishes mostly dry, and the price, $18 a liter, is fair. Although, like I said, we found it for $4.99, which is off the chain unbelievable. I know someone who drinks nothing but Johnnie Walker Black Label, says Randy Tolan. Randy, can you believe I have never tried Johnnie Walker Black Label? Now, I plan for that to change sooner than later, but I've drunk the double black. Not now. My friend David said, well, if you had double black, you've had black. I said, well, that's your opinion. It's a different product. And actually, it's aged less than 12 years. It's a younger whiskey, but well, whatever. A double black to me is fantastic. I think it's wonderful. I love it. So I'm thinking I would love Johnnie Walker Black. I do plan to have it. I've tried the Johnnie Walker Green Label, which is amazing. I didn't buy it. My friend David let me try some of his, and that was so good. Oh, so very good. I had the Johnnie Walker Blue Label, which I bought, I might add. It cost me $242 and I don't know, 22 cents. It was something like that, $42.26, I think it was. I don't know why that matters. It doesn't. Did I like it? Well, yeah, I loved it. I scored it a 95, which to me was a colossal failure, because if I'm paying that kind of money, $242, that thing should be 100 or close to 199, at the worst 98. But a 9.5, you can see my face when you look at the video. I'm sitting in that other room at the dining room table. I was like, you could see my face. It was just like, I was aggravated, Still a fabulous product. I'm not going to downplay that. But I wasn't too keen on that price at all. But the Gold Label Reserve is fabulous. That runs around $80, maybe less. I got the greatest deal in the world on it. And it's very honey. It tastes like honey. And the website says it tastes like honey. They don't add honey, but it tastes like it. I don't know why. It just tastes like honey. It's wonderful. I've never tried Scotch whiskey, says Tom. Would McCormick be a good intro to Scotch? Oh, definitely. Especially if you like that honey flavor, like I said earlier in the video, I think it's been discontinued, so it may not be an option for you. But I don't know where you live, but Specs of Texas, and that's a huge liquor chain in Texas, they're showing it on their website, currently in stock. So even if they discontinued it, they probably still have thousands of bottles in circulation. Really nice product. It's got a little oiliness in the mouthfeel. What are the flaws? I don't know what the flaws are. I'm not detecting any flaws. Maybe it's got flaws. I don't know. You might notice flaws. I don't see flaws. I think it's really nice. I mean, you say, well, if it's not flawed, it should be a 100 out of 100. Yeah, I mean, that would be the logical conclusion, right? It's flawless, so it should be 100. But then it just doesn't taste like it's 100. I'll put it to you like this: the lowest I would go would be like an 8.8. But you have 12 percentage points to let it play with. But would I turn it down? Absolutely not. Would I buy it again? I would theoretically, but in reality, I won't. But theoretically, I would buy it again. Now, Johnnie Walker, I will buy it again because this is like the prototype. You got to keep this in stock. You just gotta. It's sort of like the baseline. I mean, $35.99, and you get this huge bottle. It's going to beat most of the blended scotches I have. It's going to beat them. It's not going to lose. It's going to win. Well, I mean, it's not going to beat Dewar's 12-year age, most likely, or the old one, the ancient. They don't make the Ancestor. They don't make the Ancestor anymore, but I got most of my bottle, so I'm not going to waste it. But it's just going to win. It's so good. It's great. Morning, Ron. Got some eggs on toast, says Joe Cobb. I had a brown egg for breakfast with some Tennessee hot breakfast sausage, which I cooked. It comes in a roll and you peel the plastic back, you cut it, make little discs. Oh, this product is so fabulous. I can't get over it. It does have a honey note. Let's look at the website. I mean, we already looked at the website. They talk about the tasting notes, and they do mention these kind of things like the smokiness, the honey. It's just so approachable. It's so good. Now, Claude Diamond, who joins our hangouts pretty often, he doesn't like Johnnie Walker Red Label. He says he hates it because it tastes like smoke, and he hates smoky whiskey. See, to me, that's like counterintuitive. It's like you would want smoke in the whiskey because it's like smoked meat. Like say, oh, the smoked sausage. People say, oh, I want smoked sausage. I love barbecue because it's so smoky. That whole line of thinking. But in his mind, maybe on a grill it's wonderful, but in a drink, a liquid, it's terrible. All right. I'm sure Claude would hate those Roch beers. The Roch beers are the smoky beers from Germany, Bamberg, Germany, where they brew the beer over a smoky peat. Oh no, not peat, like beechwood fire, beechwood or maple. They use different woods, and it makes the beer taste like smoke, like it's been smoke damage. You say, but that's damage. You have a fire in your house. The clothes been smoke damage. You got to tell the insurance company you need $20,000 for all new clothes. Even though if you left them on the line, you put them on like a clothesline. I don't know if people know what clotheslines are anymore, but years ago we had this in our backyard. Most people did. They had a line where they would hang their clothes outside, and they would dry in the wind. Then you don't spend money on a dryer. Well, if you have smoke damage on clothes, you could leave them out on the line and it'll go away. And they just smell fresh then after that. And it's like if you have a beer that's skunky, people say, oh, the beer's skunky. I'm offended. I don't know what to do. Where do I go? Who do I turn to? Now, Stuart Pickard, who used to do beer videos, Gin Riel Trail, he said, well, all you got to do is let it set for 1 minute. Just leave the beer setting for 1 minute, and all the skunkiness will go away. So I said, let me try that out. I got skunky beers. I left them setting for 1 minute. No skunk. I said, the man has advice that everyone should take. Joe Cobb says, sometimes people also have had bad experiences with certain brands when they use Oh, when they are young. Oh, yeah, you mean like drinking too much and getting sick. Well, yes. And no matter what, they can't stand it even now. Well, yeah, I understand that. I've known people that say, "Oh, I drink so much Wild Irish Rose, I threw up, I was sick for 2 days, I was vomiting, and I was sick. I was young and stupid." And now, if somebody even says the name Wild Irish Rose wine, I get sick. I said, "Well, don't say the wine is bad." Although, I mean, that's a very low grade wine. Although I saw it today at a store, and they had a lot of it, all kind of bottle sizes, and it was all 17%. I found that very strange because used to be in this town. Now, this is not last week, but it used to be if you got the big jug bottle of Wild Irish Rose, the big 3 liter bottle, it was 13%. And even the 750s were 13. Now, sometimes they were 17. You couldn't understand, like, why is this 13? And then all the half size, the flasks, they were always 17. And then the white wine, the Moscato, the wild berry or wild fruit, the Wild Irish Rose produced with ginseng of all things. You say even hobos drink ginseng. They do. They're health conscious. But those are all 17. I said, well, maybe Wild Irish Rose converted completely to 17%, but I don't believe it. But I think I noticed that they were all 17. No, I didn't buy any. But that's an example of people getting sick off of something like that. That's high for a wine, 17%. Some people still have clotheslines, but it's rare to see, says Joe Cobb. I know. It's like you can save a lot of money. Well, I don't know about a lot of money, but you could save a little bit of money putting it on the line. And it smells fresher. Like I put my shirts on the line, it smells good, To Joe Cobb's point, that is exactly why I can't drink Old English 800 brand malt liquor or any of the malt brews because I got sick off of it, says Randy Tolan. I'm so glad I didn't drink alcohol when I was young. I didn't start tasting beer till age 27. And I didn't start drinking any kind of wine till age about 25. So I'm glad I didn't experience those days because it would have warped me on what I'm doing now. Smells like fresh air, not the dry or chemical sheets. Oh, yeah, I never put those sheets in there. Those things make me ill if I smell them. Yeah, those things are, ugh. Oh, what a product. I hardly drank at all at a young age, but there was the one time we got a bottle of Old English. You never forget getting sick on that. Well, I never got sick on that, but I never drank too much of it. I first tried Old English 800 brand malt liquor in 1996 when it was made by Pabst Brewing Company when they still had their own breweries. And it used to say on the can, charcoal filtered, that caught my eye. I thought that's strange, charcoal filtered. I wonder why they do that. But they would take the beer and drip it through charcoal for some whatever reason. And like Jack Daniels, these charcoal vessels that are little chunks of charcoal packed together as tight as you can get it. And I did like it, and it used to be 6%. Now, when Miller bought it from Pabst in 1999, that was the end of charcoal filtering, and it dropped to 5.9, only 0.1% alcohol. Why they dropped it, I do not know. It's still good. I like it, but it's not up to when it was charcoal filtered. It did seem a little better. Well, I don't know why, but I should have saved the can. But at the time I didn't know like that was going to change, But because now people are going to say you're lying. I'm not lying. I can't stomach Aftershock liqueur anymore, says Craft Beer Tastic. Well, I'm not familiar with Aftershock, but the name sounds like something to get into trouble with. Just the name sounds like a problem. And I saw Tarantula today and I didn't buy it. That's made by the McCormick people, Tarantula. And I wanted to try it. I mean, I wasn't dying to try it. Blue ras, lemonade. I think the other flavor was like strawberry. I don't know, just if you want to call it Kool-Aid for alcoholics or something. Yeah, it's like junk, But I mean, I was curious, I said I want to try it. It ain't gonna hurt nothing, But I thought to myself, this is probably going to be way overpriced and I'm not going to buy it. So I brought it up to the counter, and I said, well, how much is this? And the lady couldn't hardly understand English, even though she'd been living here for a long time. And she was like, finally she understood I wanted to know the price. Okay, so she scanned it on her phone. $3.99. I said, oh no, that's too high. Put it right back in the cooler. I'm not paying $4 minus a penny for a 200 milliliter bottle of cheap tequila mixed with blue raspberry flavor or lemonade flavoring or doggone strawberry flavoring. I'm pretty sure I know what that would taste like. Now, if it had been $2.99, I might have bit on it because $9 or $8.97. I might have gone for that. But I did buy some stuff today, in fact, and if anybody wants to see, I'll show you. But the winner here today is clear and present. Johnnie Walker Red Label, the clear and present winner. Who would have ever doubted it? I wouldn't have doubted it. Not really a fair taste challenge, but that's not my problem because I don't make McCormick whiskey, which Scotch whiskey, which, like I said, may no longer be produced. But the clear and present winner is the world champion, produced under a royal warrant of King Charles III, King of the British Empire. Oh, I'm sorry, I meant to say Commonwealth. World's best-selling Scotch whiskey. Now, if anybody wants to see what products I bought today, if you want to see a show and tell, I'll show you now or forever hold your peace. So I can show you going once. I can show you going twice. Gone. Well, never mind, but you'll see them one day as videos go. Oh, you said show. Let's see them, says Joe Cobb and Craft Beer-tastic. I was about to press that button, I'm telling you. All right, so you come on, Johnnie Walker. My precious. Just kidding, but I mean, I do have a lot left. So I found these hoodlums. At Circle K on United States Highway 51 southbound. These hoodlums were $1.99. I think I've done pregame before. However, I wasn't sure. But for $1.99, I figured, it's no big risk factor. What the heck? I did try, the sour apple. I know I tried that in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. The Four Loko pregame sour apple. I was cool with that. Now, here's what I don't get. The pregames use real sugar, right? All right. 13.9%. What could go wrong? But the regular Four Loko uses artificial sweetener like sucralose or aspartame or saccharin. I ain't drinking that. Ain't gonna happen. I mean, Four Loko was all right when they used to use real sugar. It tasted all right, but it's like trouble in a can. Very odd, right? Okay, now here's another one. I don't know if I reviewed this because I don't remember pink lemonade from the original Club Tales. 10% alcohol, all natural flavoring, certified color, meaning food coloring, which is about to be banned next year. They claim. Now, the government sometimes says things they don't follow through, like they were going to ban menthol cigarettes. People made a big uproar over it. Well, we don't really mean that because they needed their votes, and it didn't work anyway because they got killed in the election last year. But not, figuratively. So, but the original Club Tales pink lemonade cocktail, I was thinking, I don't remember pink lemonade. This is from the Dominion of Canada. This is an import, Canadian. And you know how much these sell for around here? I can get these for $1.79. But I paid $1.89 for this one at a different store because I was thinking pink lemonade. I don't think I've seen that. But I got to research it because I might have done it and I don't remember. But there it is. I mean, I like pink lemonade. I mean, I don't drink it, but it's nice, I guess, and healthy. Promising. Yeah, it is promising. Now, here is Jack Daniels, our friends at Jack Daniels. Jack Daniels Boulder. Now, I don't mean Boulder like Boulder, Colorado, or a boulder. He was killed by a boulder, but Boulder, it's stronger. It's more bold than normal. Southern Peach. Now, I found the fruit punch about a month ago. It was pretty good. This is the Southern Peach, 8%. Now, you know, there's a big contest these days going on called Make the Strongest Alcohol Tall Can That You Can Get Away With. So everybody's making these super tall cans. Oh boy, La Crosse, Wisconsin. It says LX. I know that's La Crosse, Wisconsin. Okay. What? 348th day of 2024. This was made last year, at the end of last year. What? At 8% in a can? It ain't gonna matter. Brown-Forman Beverages, La Crosse, Wisconsin. Brown-Forman, they own Jack Daniels. Contains yellow number 5. Oh boy. Flavored beer. Good. Oh goody. But then why does Pabst Brewing Company have these listed on their website? That's the thing I can't figure out. Check me if you want. Look on the Pabst Brewing Company website. They got Jack Daniels country cocktails listed on their portfolio. And they also have Dragon's Milk Imperial Stouts, you know, those barrel age, whiskey barrel age Imperial Stout on their website. And that is a mystery to me. All right. That's it. That's the end. We're finished. Thank goodness. It's been a long video, but it's been fun. Seems like some of these companies don't even know what they own half the time. I know. You might ask Pabst, why do y'all have Jack Daniels on your portfolio? And they might respond, we do? We own that? Oh, we don't keep records. We don't know. We don't know what's going on. All right. Anyway, we all take care now. Bye-bye. See you soon. Like maybe tomorrow night for Joker's Wild Wednesday, 6:30 Eastern Time. Oh, what am I saying? 7 Eastern. Sorry. I apologize. 7 o'clock Eastern Time, PM. Joker's Wild Wednesday. Bring anything you want. Beer, wine, liquor. Doesn't matter. Yes. Bye-bye, everybody.